I'm a sucker for nostalgia, folks. Sometimes I have dreams where I'm holding my breath and it feels like I'm actually going to suffocate and die in real life. Someone is putting my therapy notes on the teleprompter. Rehash something that tickled my fancy as a child, and I'll pay for it. Hey, America, remember Moon Sand? I think we can all agree that the only thing this early 2000s classic product was missing was a sequel. That's right, folks, Moon Sand 2. With AI sand. We made it happen. Look, I may be a sucker, but I'm no fool, okay? I would never fall for something like that. But something that I did fall for was the 2022 musical film adaptation of Lyle Lyle Crocodile, a failed, unnecessary, and grotesque complication of a once simple story. This seems to be a major problem in Hollywood right now, and a lot of it centers around a lack of originality, which we know 95% of the time actually has nothing to do with the writers. It has everything to do with the increasing demand of the cinematic universe, tainting decades worth of stories with disconnected spin-offs, and evidently writing for profit instead of people. This has become an overwhelming issue in specifically children's media since the pandemic. People no longer want to try new things. They just want to keep the attention of their viewer. The quality of children's media is suffering from this, and I think sometimes we forget that it is an okay and arguably important thing to criticize. I can think of so many good live-action movies from my childhood, and I don't know, I just think it's only fair that today's children get the same treatment. And with all of that out of the way, why are we still having Zachary Levi play adult children? What kind of freak gets their hands on the IP for Harold and the Purple Crayon, a beloved concept to so many now adults, and says, let's make him a big baby? This is the real problem with Hollywood, folks. Big babies played by big fucking idiots. Whether it's an anti-vax tweet, something coming out about him following an anti-trans organization, or even just the fact that he likes Jordan Peterson, Zachary Levi never fails to piss me off. So let's add another reason to that list, folks, today, as we trudge through Harold and the Purple Crayon.
Once there was a boy named Harold who went on an adventure. And he took his purple crayon with him. He could draw whatever he wanted. And sometimes that got him in over his head.
Okay, stop. Conceptually, that's all you had to do. It's an inviting and innocent homage to the original style and characters. It is truly all that they needed to do. They could have made an hour-and-a-half animated special exactly like this, and no one would have hated them.
The end. Good night, folks. Just kidding. Of course the story didn't end there.
Oh, okay, he's grown up now. Still animated though, so I guess it's all right. Also, the narrator is played by Alfred Molina. That's incredible. I mean, what a waste of talent. He's only in the first 5 minutes. But we're instantly entering who asked for this territory, okay? Here's the thing. A Harold and the Purple Crayon movie in 2008, that would have been a historically beneficial play for the United States economy. Respectfully though, no one in 2024 is wondering what Harold from Harold and the Purple Crayon and his friends are up to. It just feels untimely for today's children. Alas, here we are. Harold is now able to have conversations with the narrator, who he calls the Old Man. And the Old Man tells Harold about the real world, where he's from. After Harold gets a little too curious though, the Old Man goes radio silent, sending Harold on a mission to find him in the real world. And here we are, folks, stuck with adult child Zachary Levi once again for the next hour and 25 minutes.
Near, far, near, far, 3 dimensions. Oh, it's even cooler than I imagined.
I cannot stress enough how much this pisses me off. They literally stripped away the 2 defining factors from Harold that made him relatable to kids. The fact that he's a cartoon, and the fact that he's a kid. The film doubles down on this concept when Harold is followed into the real world by Moose, who, instead of turning into a real-life moose, turns into an adult man. Hi Harold, nice to meet you. You don't really look like you did in the book. Ah, come on, it's me. And look, it's Moose. Don't you remember Moose? No, I've never seen him before. Mom, So it looks like we're just going to be taking a complete departure from any of the source material here, which is fine. You know, at this point, I'm over it. But in theory, this means that they had the ability to do literally whatever they wanted to do with this story. Unfortunately, they just did Elf.
And guess what? It's only getting better because we found him. The old man. He's right here.
Let's go. Oh man, it's Harold, finally!
We have a man who is entering the real world for the first time, looking for his dad, or in this situation, his creator, and getting into shenanigans along the way using his unique abilities. This is Elf, guys. However, after a pretty immediate failure, Harold and Moose realize that finding the old man is going to be a lot more difficult than they expected. So, Harold whips up a bike with his trusty purple crayon so they can get a move on. Looks like a bike from Saints Row, doesn't it? By the way, Porcupine has also found her way into the real world, but I don't care about her yet. So let's move on.
Hi! Nice day for a ride.
Oh my god, it's Elf. No, yeah, I'll answer the question for you right now. They're definitely gonna go for it. I have near full confidence that whoever was in charge of this project just wanted to try and make it Elf without Christmas. I'm on to you guys. Well, all these people that we just met end up crossing paths after getting into a car accident. And I'm not too familiar with the law, but considering the fact that these guys don't actually exist, I feel like she's just good to walk.
Oh, shoot. I got a flat tire. Sorry, one sec. Just hang on. Hang on one sec. Hi. Yeah, I'm gonna need a tire. I have a flat and no spare. Yeah, I'll hold things. How did you do that?
Dude, bro hasn't read the book. Lil bro hasn't read the book. No. So now they have a tire thanks to Harold's purple crayon. So far we've seen Harold draw a bike and a tire. And that's so cool. Also, the mom's name is Terry, and this is her son, Mel. He tells Harold and Moose about this whistle that he uses for his imaginary friend, Carl.
He's right there.
Huh? Is he really small?
He's got amazing camouflage abilities. He's part eagle, lion, alligator.
You know what, kiddo? Let's not do Carl today, okay?
Hey, why don't you shut the fuck up? Sorry, I just think a drug-a-lizagator sounds really cool. And, like, probably really nice, too. Anyway, after a, might I say, aggressive lighting shift mid-scene, everyone finally introduces themselves. Hi, I'm Poop, and I'm Poop. I know. I have to set the bar for comedy.
I'm so sorry for everything. Can I give you guys a ride somewhere? It's the least I can do.
Dude! Now keep in mind, here's what's happened so far, okay? We have a near-fatal car accident, a full head-on collision, no helmets. Harold pulled a tire out of thin air to fix a car that he was almost killed by, and without any questions, this mother is like, hey, want a ride? It's a rash enough decision that makes me think she probably doesn't have insurance. Good thing they don't know what that is. When Terry asks them where home is, they ask her to take them to the old man's house, and she's like, oh, okay, so the bus station.
Mom, we can't just abandon them. You hit them, you broke their bike, and they don't have anywhere to stay. Dad always said, when people need help, we help.
Yeah, we do say that. Okay, fine. One night above the garage.
What the fuck are we doing right now? Sounds like the memory of dad is a pretty powerful tool in getting what you want around this household. Mom, we gotta go to McDonald's. We're about to pass it up. I already told you we're doing rosemary chicken. But Mom, remember what Dad always said. We gotta eat more McDonald's. It just doesn't make sense. It's actually to the point where the Lyle Lyle premise made more sense. And in that movie, the mom gets won over by an animated crocodile singing Marvin Gaye in the kitchen.
What's this music?
Oh, that would be nothing. Just junk from my old life.
You're a musician.
I was. I just, when you're young, you have all kinds of dreams, and then the world just kicks it out of you. Now I stock shelves at Ollie's.
Wait a minute. Okay, aspiring musician, shelf stocking employee. Are you absolutely fucking kidding me? I will not watch these two characters fall in love, by the way. That is not fun for the whole family. They might have actually come up with the premise to this film on ChatGPT. It's like actually insane. Oh, $1 billion. Great. Put it in my bank account right now. Oh, God, I didn't even see you there. Well, I guess I'll have to tell you about Rocket Money, the sponsor of today's video. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that allows you to cancel subscriptions, lower your bills, and manage your money better. You guys know me, I don't like to think, okay? I'm a simple man. I see subscribe, I click press, and, you know, whatever happens. Well, thank God Rocket Money safely and securely identifies recurring charges and cancels unwanted subscriptions for you. You can even cancel right from within the app with just a couple of taps. And guys, I'm sure we can all relate to this one. I'm addicted to buying the entire stock of Crazy Aaron's Dino Scales Thinking Putty. Does anyone else have that issue? Well, Rocket Money's got my back because they'll automatically monitor my spending by category, and I'll get notifications when I've exceeded them. And I can visualize my spend-to-earn ratio by month, quarter, or year. So to save more and spend less, join the over 5 million members using Rocket Money today. Head to rocketmoney.com/AndyKing or click the link in the description to get started for free and get your money right. Okay, so later that night, Harold can't sleep. So he goes over to the house to hang out with Mel and look at his drawings of monsters. Pretty mid, honestly. Try harder next time, dude. I'm not exactly sure how old they're trying to make this kid, though. Like, he has an imaginary friend, and he's drawing creatures and stuff, but, like, you could do that at any age. But then he's having these, like, full, fluent conversations, like, oh, you know, ever since Dad died, Mom's just been a fucking mess.
I don't know, I just want her to be happy, you know? Like she used to be.
Well, maybe I can help.
Maybe we could help each other. Yeah, like you make my mom happy, and I'll help you find your dad.
Deal.
Yeah, okay, great plan. How is he gonna make your mom happy? I'm not watching that. Harold finally shows Mel how the crayon works, and he ends up drawing this cool, fuzzy, flying spider creature that attacks them. You know, that is the type of stuff they should be doing with the crayon. That's the coolest thing they've done so far. Keep it up, guys. Then the next morning, Terry wakes up to like 50 pies on the counter, followed by her entire house being painted purple. But I'm like, okay, 50 pies is absolutely insane. Why would you even do that? That's not even fun.
Bruh.
Yeah, what's so fucking fun about a bunch of fucking pies everywhere? It's so much to clean up.
Mom, Harold can do magic. He can literally make anything.
Oh yeah, he's magic and he magically clean that shit up? Terry's like, okay, mister, well, you need to pack up your magic crayon and hit the road. And I don't have any more questions about its magical properties. That's totally normal. But the adventure can't end there, so Mel decides to skip school, they eat purple ice cream, and they head to the library on purple crayon modes of transportation to hopefully find more information.
A very important and crucial plot point that I forgot to mention about Harold and the purple crayon. Before they leave for the library, Harold actually breaks off a piece of the crayon and gives it to Mel, thinking that they're gonna get separated. But that just doesn't God, fucking so lazy. Apologies to any What We Do in the Shadows fans, because at the library, they meet Library Gary. He is a librarian and fantasy writer that also just so happens to be obsessed with Mel's mom. And he makes her this, like, warrior princess in his novels. It's a weird subplot. But of course, after attempting to help them, he lets them know that with the information given, they're really just wasting their time.
Okay. Old man, planet Earth, and that brings up 500 million people.
Say kind. And then, wise. And wise. And he talks like this.
Oh God, I think this plot is so weak. There's just no tangible goal here, you know? I don't care. The characters are quirky and kind of a little bit fun at times, but even for a simple family film, there's just not a whole lot to latch onto here. We get it. The old man is just in Harold's world. It's just in Harold's head. You know, we get that. But show us that. 3 out of the 5 things that Harold has drawn so far have been modes of transportation. And funnily enough, when Gary jokingly suggests that they write with smoke in the sky, Harold makes a fucking plane. Wow! Yes! Right, for a film that boasts imagination, they're really thinking inside of the box here. So yeah, Harold makes a plane, there's a flight montage. It's cool and all, but it's just a plane. Sorry, the wife and I saw Top Gun Maverick last week. Oh, also they just bail in a residential area. Isn't that like domestic terrorism? Well, technically he's not he doesn't exist, so he's not a US citizen. So honestly, that's just straight up terrorism. Well, if you've made it this far into the video, congratulations. You're one of the first people ever to hear about the fact that Harold from Harold in the Purple Crayon is a terrorist. Insane.
Hello?
Hey, I saw your number in the sky.
What?
Figured it was a sign.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
I could be your old man if you be my old lady.
I think you have the wrong number.
Well, this also somehow feels illegal. It seems that the message in the sky contained Terry's phone number. So now Harold is he's just being a straight up nuisance. He's like a combination of SpongeBob and the Cat in the Hat, but just like all the worst parts.
We should leave a phone number. But my mom says that I can't give my number to strangers.
Well, she didn't say you couldn't give her number to strangers.
Here's an example. Harold and Moose are left in charge of Terry's shift at the store because Mel absolutely annihilated this kid at school. Here's a clip of that.
You're late, Melvin.
Where have you been, weirdo? Give me a bit.
Stop.
Where you going?
And all they do is cause utter chaos and destruction. Look, Harold turns this helicopter ride into a functional helicopter with a child inside. I will say, watching movies like this and counting up the amount of actual crimes that they commit throughout is really fun. Let me show you what we've racked up so far. Okay, we have reckless driving, really multiple counts of child endangerment, flying without a certificate, criminal mischief, trespassing, let's see, am I forgetting one? Oh yeah, terrorism.
What were you thinking?
Oh, no, honestly, I don't do a lot of thinking. I'm more of an improv guy.
True.
He might also have the sociopath DLC. I'm not sure, but we're getting there. See, this is why we don't need movies like this, okay? I didn't need to know this much about Harold from Harold in the Purple Crayon. You know, he's a baby. That's the whole fucking thing, is that he's a baby, and he doesn't talk. He's got a crayon, and that's it. And he does his job, and he stays put.
We're really, really sorry. Terry, is there anything we can do?
You guys have done plenty. I think you can stop.
Mom, you did ask them to help. They did their best.
Dude, this kid is a crazy gaslighter. Either that or the writers were blacked out during the writing process, because that was, I mean, anything but trying their best. Remember what Dad always said, okay? I like those guys.
I'm just saying, maybe now you can find something that makes you happy. Please?
I did always want to trash that place.
What? You're a single mother with an only child and you just got fired from your job. Ditch the random men. I could genuinely see all of this making a lot more sense if they weren't just going around and being completely disruptive to society. You know, it feels like instead of promoting imagination, they're just inciting chaos and being rewarded for it. And I mean, if we really want to get down to the message of the film, that just seems counterintuitive. Yeah, you should be promoting creativity in a little bit of fun and rowdiness for kids, but like throw a little bit of consequence in there, right? Couldn't you have just magically cleaned up the kitchen? It would have taken 2 seconds. I'm still on the kitchen. I digress though, because we must move on to the heartfelt mom comes back into herself scene. Little gross on the wording there. While walking around town at night, Harold surprises Terry with a purple piano, and she's all like,
I don't do that anymore.
Come on, Mom. You haven't played for so long.
oh, so you lied. No, I just mean that I don't play anymore starting today.
Harold, Moose.
Hi. Hi.
Oh, Terry,
Hi, Gary.
your music was a golden elixir, and I drank until I was intoxicated.
Dude, I love this guy. Well, maybe not so much, because Gary, who before scoffed at them for trying to find the old man, suddenly seems to have their answer. He steals Harold and Moose away to a nearby park in order to share some information with them. But this is where the concept really takes a turn for the worst.
When someone tells a story, they create a whole world, and usually the characters stay there, in that world.
What are you talking about?
This is the world that you come from.
Are you goddamn serious right now? Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. God. Okay. I have so many questions. If Harold in the Purple Crayon, the book, actually exists in this universe, then why has no one been like, oh my god, it's the guy from the book? What other fictional character do you know that goes around drawing things to life with a magical purple crayon who also introduces himself as Harold? I just don't understand. Other than the fact that he's obviously not a baby, I feel like there's some dead giveaways here, folks. This is just bad storytelling.
Porcupine?
Oh shit, I forgot to talk about Porcupine. So remember how I said I wasn't gonna talk about Porcupine because I didn't care? I wasn't kidding. This whole time, I've actively been skipping over Porcupine scenes. They happen the entire movie. When she finally finds her way into the real world, she just spends her time doing crime and running away from these two cops, all while trying to find Harold. Unfortunately, she's just an unappealing character. And on top of the main plot and characters that I already don't care about, it just makes all of her scenes feel completely useless and interruptive.
Don't do that. Crayons are for paper, sweetie.
Sorry, what did you just say?
She can't just draw wherever she wants.
Look, you have no idea what that could have been. Don't listen to her, mate. Crayons aren't just for paper. They are for everywhere. I can't wait to see what you make.
Like, once again, right sentiment, wrong advice. Anyway, like I said, she's being followed by the cops. So I'm sure you know where that's going.
Would it be possible for me to get my crayon back?
But as we know, punishment is essentially non-existent in this film. So,
I can't believe that worked.
back at school, Mel gets himself locked in the closet by the same group of bullies from before. However, this time, he realizes that he still has a chunk of the purple crayon in his pocket. So he finally draws the coolest thing in the movie and absolutely tears shit up with his no longer imaginary friend Carl.
Thanks, Carl.
He's so cute, dude. This is what the movie needed. More creatures. And goblins. Goblins would have been cool. Just in time, Harold and his crew, fresh out of prison, have arrived to pick up Mel from school because now they're gonna go try to find the author of the book. He's dead. They somehow managed to drive into oncoming traffic the entire time. Once again, not even in a fun way. Like, also aren't the cops after them? They're making themselves as traceable as possible right now.
Hello, welcome to the Crockett Johnson house. Are you fans of his work?
Yeah, you could say that. We've traveled a long way to get here, and I just can't wait to meet him face to face.
Oh, well, this is a museum now. Crockett Johnson passed away.
Passed away?
He's not alive anymore, Harold. It's like my dad.
Yup. So this is it, guys. Our heavily anticipated everything falls apart moment. Harold is depressed. Somehow Terry tracked down Mel and he's in trouble again. It's all just sad. So sad to the point that everything Harold created is now turning to purple dust. Even his friends. But who's there to manipulate him at his lowest? Library Gary.
Can't use the crayon all by yourself. It's too powerful. Let me guide your story. My stuff is a little darker. It's for ages 14 and up, but I can do it.
Harold, I can help you. Give me the crayon.
At this point, I'm thinking, obviously he's going to give him the crayon, right? But what I'm not sure about is what exactly he's going to do with it. You could not guess the first thing that he makes. You could not guess because it's a purple sex dungeon. And I wonder, you know, what's going to happen in the last 15 minutes of this movie? Well, folks, I'll tell you. That was poop. Gary wants to create a new world modeled after his fantasy novel so he can rule the land and also have sex with Mel's mom. I didn't write it. I'll admit it. Wild play. But nothing that we did in this movie makes me feel like we should be here right now. And the worst part is that throughout all of this trapping and escaping, they finally start doing awesome shit with the crayon. It all leads up to this big battle at the end where they go crazy with the creations, and I genuinely think it's really fun.
Fire!
Harold, look out!
In the middle of this skirmish, Gary ends up eating the crayon, which turns him into the magical being from his novels, and this is where the battle really ramps up. This is what I wanted to see the whole time. If you're gonna make a movie about using your imagination, use your imagination. After a clear dub for Team Harold, Harold decides, damn, this guy is such a loser that I'm just gonna make him his own world to live in, put the poor son of a bitch out of his misery. And then we have the ending, which is painfully meta. They go back to the Crockett Johnson Museum and take a tour of it. It's also the place where Harold decides to draw his permanent portal between worlds. It's a bad movie. I don't feel bad saying that. I just don't. This is deserving of criticism. There is someone out there, for sure. There's gotta be at least one person out there who waited 20 plus years for this movie to be made. Anyway, I'll leave the ball in your court at this point. You guys can chat about it in the comments. But while we're talking about that, why don't you leave a comment and like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, because I worked hard on it. Well, I guess I'll see you guys next time with another stinky little butt. A little stinky little video. So until next time, I hate it. Yeah, I really just hate it.